You know, in the world of national security, deadlines can be flexible, but not this one. No, this deadline is about to become the tripwire for a whole new kind of war. Let's dive in.
All right, picture this. It's Friday, February 27th, 2026. The clock on the East Coast reads 5 p.m. and 58 seconds. We are literally seconds away from a decision that could totally reshape the future of war, technology, and, well, ethics itself. The Pentagon has drawn a line in the sand, and one of the world's most advanced AI companies is about to either cross it or be completely destroyed by it. Now stay with me till the end, because the ultimate consequences of this decision are truly shocking. I'm going to reveal some things that are pretty mind-blowing. Let's get back to the video and break down exactly what's at stake.
So, here it is, the ultimatum, coming straight from Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth to the AI company Anthropic. And it's brutally simple. Get rid of the ethical safeguards on your powerful AI model, Claude, or we, the United States government, will essentially kick you out of the entire American economy. No joke.
Okay, how on earth did we get here? How does a company that was literally founded on the idea of AI safety end up in a head-to-head showdown with the most powerful military on the planet? Well, it all starts with the sheer power of the Pentagon's threat.
The weapon they're using has this really boring name, supply chain risk. Sounds like something out of a business textbook, right? Wrong. Make no mistake, this is a corporate death sentence. If this gets triggered at 5:01 p.m., that's it. No government agency can touch Anthropic's software. But here's the real killer blow. No government contractor can either. We're talking Amazon, Google, Microsoft. If they have Anthropic's code anywhere on their systems, they risk losing their own massive federal contracts. It's a complete economic blackout. Game over. So why? Why is the Pentagon playing this kind of hardball? Because this is what they want. They're practically drowning in data, and they need an AI that can think at the speed of conflict. They want Claude to spot enemy targets from satellites instantly. They want it to coordinate massive drone swarms on its own. They want it to launch cyber attacks without that little voice in its code saying, "Are you sure about this?" They don't want a partner. They want a weapon. And this gets us to the real heart of the crisis. It's a clash of two totally opposite philosophies. Okay, so on one side, you've got Anthropic and their constitutional AI. Their whole deal is safety first. The guardrails are there specifically to stop the AI from helping with anything harmful or lethal. The goal, an AI that aligns with human ethics. But on the other side, you have the Pentagon's mission, kinetic operations. And let's be crystal clear, kinetic is just military jargon for lethal force. For them, it's mission first. Those same safety guardrails, they see them as a weakness, a delay that could get people killed. The goal here isn't to align with ethics, it's to create a weapon that gives them the decisive edge. And this quote from Anthropic CEO Dario Amodei it hits the nail on the head. He reportedly sees this as the ultimate slippery slope. For them, it's a hard red line. Think about it. His argument is, if we build an unlocked, weaponized AI for the US military, what's stopping us from doing it for a dictator, for anyone? Once that Pandora's box is open, can you ever really close it?
But you know, it's not like Anthropic didn't try to find a way out. As that clock ticks down, they made a huge play, a massive concession to try and de-escalate this thing. And what happened next just shows you how dug in the Pentagon really was. So Anthropic came to the table with what they called the Missile Defense Compromise. They offered to unlock Claude, but only for defensive stuff, specifically to help run the Golden Dome missile shield, using its incredible processing power to track and stop incoming attacks. I mean, this was a huge deal. It would have been the very first time their AI was used in a live combat theater. The Pentagon's answer? A cold, hard no.
And their reason why? Well, it gets right to the core of modern military thinking. Secretary Hegseth reportedly just called it a half measure. See, from the Pentagon's point of view, a defensive-only brain just doesn't cut it. If the AI sees an enemy missile launcher getting ready to fire, they don't just want it to help block the missile. They want it to immediately tell them how to destroy the launcher before it even fires. They don't just want a shield, they want a sword that strikes first.
So what's with the urgency? Why this all-or-nothing demand? Right now. To really get that, we have to zoom out, way out from DC and San Francisco, and look at the bigger geopolitical game being played. Yeah, there's this phrase that's echoing through the halls of the Pentagon right now, Sputnik moment. Like back in 1957 when the world woke up to the sound of a Soviet satellite beeping overhead and the US suddenly realized it was behind. Well, Washington is terrified that we're living through a new Sputnik moment. Only this time, the race is for AI supremacy. And this chart, this right here is the Pentagon's nightmare scenario. It's what they're calling the ethics trap. See, while a US AI, with all its safety guardrails, is taking a split second to double-check its moral compass, rival AIs from China or Russia, they don't have those brakes. They're built for one thing: speed. And in a war, a millisecond of hesitation, when it's repeated thousands and thousands of times over, can turn into a strategic catastrophe.
Which brings us to the brutal question at the heart of Secretary Hegseth's argument. If we play by a set of moral rules that our enemies just throw out the window, do those rules even matter if we end up losing because of them? And that brings us right back to the final countdown, to the stark choice Anthropic is facing. Because no matter what they decide, a new era is about to begin. Okay, so what if Anthropic says no? This is the domino effect. That supply chain risk designation hits, and boom, billions in government contracts just evaporate. Then, their tech partners, Amazon, Google, they're forced by law to cut them off. What happens next? Investor panic? A corporate collapse? Anthropic might go down in history as a martyr for AI safety, but they'd be a dead martyr.
But what if they say yes? Well, the cost of compliance is, in its own way, just as devastating. The company that was built on a foundation of safety first basically loses its soul. You can bet the brilliant engineers who went there because of that ethical mission, they're walking out the door. And maybe the most important thing, a new line is drawn in the sand for every AI company out there. If you want to work with the US government, your creation has to be ready to pull the trigger.
And so, here we are. The final minute. As the sun goes down over the Pentagon, the lights are still burning bright in San Francisco. A decision is being made. One that isn't just about the fate of one company, but about the future of warfare itself. And at 5:01 p.m., that deadline passes. And no matter which way this goes, nothing is ever going to be the same.
When you strip everything else away, it all comes down to this one massive question. Should we chain the most powerful technology humanity has ever created to our morality, even if it slows us down against enemies who have no such chains? Or is the real danger in unleashing something we can't truly control, all in the name of national survival? Look, this story is developing as we speak. Make sure you subscribe for the latest updates on these huge issues where tech and security collide. And if you want to understand the missile defense system that's at the center of all this, click to watch our full analysis of the Golden Dome project now on your screen. Thanks for watching.